Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome back to our channel once again. Plans are underway to impeach President William Samoei Arap Ruto from office.
So William Ruto, I think, is empty. His head is empty in terms of what are the existential threats that face the black people, that face Africans. And some of the things he is doing are bordering on prison. So for me, I think William Ruto is going overboard. And where we are right now, we might be facing an impeachment very soon. Going down the line, he might be impeached. If he doesn't change course and begin understanding what Article 1 says, that the people of Kenya are sovereign.
But I want to ask you a question. Do you think the current parliament can successfully impeach William Samoei Arap Ruto? I'm asking that question because the current initiative is being spearheaded by Caleb Amisi and the Kirinyaga women rep, Njeri Maina. Can they impeach William Ruto from office?
Pick up on what Honorable Babu said regarding the conduct of our leaders. I want to remind President William Ruto that he took the oath to uphold the Constitution of Kenya. And some of the utterances that he has made for the past few days do not portray a leader who is supposed to be the president of Kenya. In fact, I want to remind President William Ruto that his utterances actually border on misconduct, which is a ground for impeachment of the president of Kenya.
Be done is when the members of parliament report to parliament next week. The Gen Z needs to force those members to impeach the president. And any member of parliament who will not vote for impeachment of the president, they occupy their homes.
If you're to ask me, the current parliament that passed the finance bill cannot impeach President William Ruto because Ruto used them at that time. The current parliament that impeached Rigathi Gachagua from office cannot impeach President Ruto because they were also used by President William Samoei Arap Ruto. But I've read the mood of the country. Most Kenyans want the president to be impeached. I want to ask you, who is your member of parliament? And do you think your member of parliament can stand on the floor of the house to impeach President Ruto? Let me read your comment. If you know your member of parliament, name him and let me know whether he can actually vote to impeach the president. Impeachment is a legal process, which means constitutionally, any member of parliament or any Kenyan can initiate the process of impeaching the president. This is what it says. The process to impeach the president. A member of the National Assembly, supported by at least a third of all members, may move a motion for the impeachment of the president. So it means if a member of parliament can garner a third, which the opposition can actually do, then they can now initiate that process. And then there are grounds. So the only grounds they can do that is on the ground of gross violation of the provision of the Constitution or any other law. Nelson Havi, the former Law Society of Kenya, revealed the other day that William Ruto can actually be removed based on this after he allowed the Ebola issue in the country. Number two, where there are serious reasons for believing that the president has committed a crime under national or international law, or for gross misconduct. So if you followed Rigathi Gachagua's impeachment, it means the threshold has really been lowered. Anybody can come up with some of these allegations, and as long as he can convince the MPs, and importantly, for gross misconduct. And if at least 2/3 of the National Assembly members support the above, the National Assembly Speaker shall inform the Speaker of the Senate of that resolutions within 2 days. So it means for you to initiate this process, you need a third. But for you now to succeed, you need 2/3. That's where the problem is. Then, but should you succeed there, then now it moves to the Senate. Again, can the current senators impeach President William Ruto? For me, I doubt if the current parliament can actually impeach President Ruto. And I want to give you reasons why I believe this impeachment process, it can go through in parliament, not really go through, it can be initiated, because Caleb Amisi or Jerry Maina can easily get the 1/3 to start the process and debate it. Then now the impeachment, where they require 2/3, that's where now most of them will not vote. But why do I strongly believe that this impeachment cannot see the light of the day? Just give me a few seconds to explain it. Before I do that, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Ladies and gentlemen, the first reason why this impeachment cannot take place is the question of who takes over. When the Gen Zs wanted to storm Parliament and State House and remove Ruto, Raila Odinga intervened because there was the question of who was to take over. By that time, the person who was there was Rigathi Gachagua. So there was no way people like Raila Odinga would allow William Ruto to go and then Rigathi Gachagua to take over. Because before Rigathi Gachagua became an angel, you know how he used to operate when he was the deputy president. I know that one might rub some people the wrong way. But now, who takes over if Ruto is removed today? Professor Abraham Kithure Kindiki. Now let us now start politics. 2027 is just a few months away. I think 13 months to the next election. And William Ruto can be removed from office through the ballot at that time. But now, if Ruto is removed today, who takes over? Professor Abraham Kithure Kindiki. Let me ask you, do you think Rigathi Gachagua can agree to remove Ruto? Do you think Rigathi Gachagua can advise or can direct his members of parliament to remove William Ruto from office for Abraham Kithure Kindiki to take over? Can it happen? It cannot happen. That cannot happen. Because the moment Kindiki will take over, these allies of Rigathi Gachagua, all of them, will see now Kindiki as someone from Mount Kenya. They will protect him fully. And because of that politics, there's no way currently Rigathi, who controls most of these MPs from the mountain, will agree for Kindiki to take over. Because Rigathi has a problem with the president, he has a problem with Kindiki. So if you're seated somewhere and taking some, like I've just taken some mind here, and then you are convinced that, Rigathi will instruct his MPs to vote for Kindiki, forget. That's deep politics. It can't happen. Number two, we're talking of 2027 general elections and the politics behind it. The truth of the matter is that 13 months to the election, someone like Edwin Sifuna believes that he will be the next president. So he believes that in the next 13 months, Kenyans will vote for him. Rigathi Gachagua believes so, that in the next few months, Kenyans will vote for him. Kalonzo believes so. If Ruto is impeached, they cannot. And why is this important? It is important because William Ruto is currently very unpopular. And that's why I've said, having read the mood of the country, most people are praying that Ruto is impeached. But not these leaders. Because politics is about strategy, politics is about interest. Rigathi Gachagua is currently very popular. Edwin Sifuna is very popular. Why? Because they've made the 2027 election to be anti-William Ruto campaign. So if you remove Ruto today and you install Kindiki, then tomorrow, what will you be telling the country about Ruto? And it's not in office. Or you'll wait and see Kindiki, you'll wait and see some faults in Kindiki, and then take another time to create anti-Kindiki in the Republic of Kenya. Ladies and gentlemen, politics is about one thing, not really two constants. The first constant in politics is interest. And the interest of politics or in politics is normally personal. So these leaders, the first thing they will consider about the impeachment of the president is their personal interest. What will they benefit if Ruto is removed from office? That would be the first question. Not what will the country benefit from if William Ruto is removed. That is secondary. So these guys, they would rather have Ruto and they use the anti-Ruto wave currently for their politics so that it can help them achieve that their political interests in 2027. So because of 2027 politics, these guys will not. That one I can assure you. Sifuna will not engineer. Sifuna will not push. Okay, they can push Caleb Amisi. They can push these other guys publicly. But when now the rubber hits the road, they will not. Let them lie to you. They will not. Number 3, and this is a fact, the MPs in Kenya are broke. And not only broke, they are also corrupt. So the moment they will initiate this, KRA, poop. EACC, poop. Anti-corruption, they will not dare. How do you think William Ruto managed to persuade the MPs to vote for finance bill? While we knew at that time the country was almost burning. MPs went to parliament on June 2024 when the country was burning. Literally, the MPs were in the house debating and voting and very fast. Yes, 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 yes. Outside their gates, people were demonstrating. In their villages, people were demonstrating. But they still voted for that finance bill. So these guys are very broke. So if you considered finance bill and now impeachment of the president, which one do you think is more valuable to President William Ruto? His impeachment or the finance bill? Yeah? And these MPs want to convince you that they want to impeach the president. It's not going to happen. And importantly, the actual numbers, just like I said, they can easily get the 1/3. But the 2/3, they will play with those numbers so that they don't get it. Even if they get it at the Senate, they won't. Because Ruto will figure out, how do I deny these guys the 2/3? So he will only require, he will know the people will vote with him and those will go vote against him. And the people, he will identify certain people who cannot go against him. So for me, if you are to ask me, impeaching President Ruto can happen, but not now. It cannot happen. I don't know what you think. If you believe William Ruto can be impeached, in the comment section, without any emotion, please explain to me how these MPs can execute that. Until next time, this is Lima Queen. Bye-bye.